The Man with the Yin-Yang Eyes, Season 2 Episode 1. It's me again, Lucius Gregory. You're probably familiar with this name, aren't you? This time I had a new story to tell. This story to the first conversation I had the opportunity to go abroad. But first, I have to wait for a few hours to get on the plane. Well, of course, I think you can guess who I went abroad with, right? From when I'm in the town of Lakeville, I have become a disciple of Mr. Simmons. Mr. Simmons is also the one who led me on this trip abroad. After many hours on the plane, we finally reached our destination. Our destination is San Francisco, USA. Although Mr. Simmons told me he was visiting a distant relative this time, I knew for sure it would be on business. I have seen San Francisco a lot in movies, but in the real world, this city is much more prosperous and magnificent than on the screen, where there are skyscrapers and famous fashion stores, splendid, famous expensive cars. This city is more brilliant than where I live. This city is truly eye-opening for me. This Simmons, I find this city splendid. Oh yeah, I don't think it's much different from our hometown. Contrary to my eagerness, Mr. Simmons is a bit uninterested in the beauty of this place, or maybe he has been here many times, so compared to someone who has just come here for the first time like me, it is not very interesting. Did you guys come here from another country? The taxi driver who took us away was a black man. He looks friendly and cheerful. I talked to him for a couple of sentences, but Mr. Simmons is pretty quiet. Master, wait for me a moment. Let me get my things down. I almost forgot that Mr. Simmons is my teacher. I have to change how I address him a bit. When we were in the taxi, the driver told us that our destination couldn't be driven in, so we had to walk a bit, then he dropped us off in front of a house block. We got out of the car and took our things to leave the trunk of the car. Oh, this is a Chinatown, right? I don't know if I have introduced you yet. If not, let me say, in fact, Mr. Simmons was studying university in China, and he also learns his exorcist skill in China. So when Mr. Simmons told me that his brother was in the Chinatown area, I did not find it a surprise. Then we strolled into Chinatown. Its view combines both ancient and modern, unique and eye-catching. Many people come here to eat and go shopping every free time. This time we went on the weekend, so it was pretty crowded here. Mr. Simmons, it seems your brother's address is here. After walking for a while, we came to an antique shop called Dark Seal. I looked at the address, and it matched the address written on the piece of paper that Mr. Simmons gave me to keep. Oh, I think that's right too. Only my younger brother would use a weird name like this to name a shop. Mr. Simmons seemed pretty excited when he found his brother's whereabouts. He looked like he was smiling and talking excitedly, quite different from his usual serious expression. Once you've found the correct address, you don't have to hesitate anymore. I quickly pushed open the door, then Mr. Simmons and I walked in. Before entering, I was pretty curious to know what kind of person Mr. Simmons's brother is. Inside, the shop was full of precious antiques. And a big fat man, he had a ponytail behind his head, was standing to introduce the antiques in the shop to an Asian guest. "Welcomes to my shop." When he heard someone push the door in, the shop owner habitually wanted to say hello, but when he looked closely at the person coming, his face changed from excitement to one that was filled with tears. "Brother." Immediately after that, the big fat boss ran towards us and called out to his brother twice. No need to guess. This is the person that Mr. Simmons wants to come to see on this trip. Hey, slowly, stop suffocating me. The shop owner burst into tears and hugged my teacher. God, he does look like a big kid right now. Oh, if you missed me so much, why didn't you come to pick me up when I was at the airport? I really want to. but today there is no one to look after the store, so I still have to receive a few important customers. I can't give up." When I heard it, I thought it was Mr. Simmons was reprimanding, but I could tell from the tone of his voice that he just wanted to make fun of his little brother. The owner of the antique shop at this time wiped his tears with his hand and hurriedly explained, "Come on, don't make excuses. I know you too well. I'm reading you like an open book. It's just that my precious little brother can't help to save a few bucks." Mr. Simmons means that his brother, also the owner of an antique shop, was so busy doing business and making money that he didn't even pick him up. These brothers are funny. Being a human has to have a goal, right, brother? So my goal is to make money. Who is this young man? The two stood and talked for a while when the antique shop owner turned to ask me, "Oh, this is my new disciple. I already told you. Hello. I'm Lucius Gregory." Mr. Simmons introduced me to his brother, and I politely greeted him. "Ah, so it's him, the guy you mentioned with those yin and yang eyes, right?" It seems that Mr. Simmons told his brother about me. He also told him about my yin and yang eyes. "Young man, I see you as promising. Try to follow my brother to study well. Then, in the future, you will definitely be a successful exorcist." What a talented young man. Now, let's go inside and get some drink. I know you two are tired from the long journey. The boss is very enthusiastic. After a while of talking, he finally remembered and let us rest, thank goodness. Big Fat Boss, or Big D, as Mr. Simmons calls him, he took us inside and made a pot of very fragrant tea. I'm not familiar with the tea, so I can't say what kind of tea this is. I can only state my opinion that it is very fragrant and delicious. Now, tell me about your problem. If you don't have an emergency, you don't need to ask me to come. Okay, I'll say it now. The way these two brothers talk was full of gunpowder smoke. I have a longtime client, and he's a pretty wealthy businessman. After a while, the younger brother of Mr. Simmons also began to tell why he invited Mr. Simmons to come here suddenly. The businessman you mentioned, he had 2 wives. After his first wife died, he took another wife, quite a few years younger than him. He has 2 children, a boy and a girl. The eldest daughter was left to him by his former wife, and a son of about 7 or 8 years old was given to him by his second wife. According to Big D, the businessman had been in the US for many years and was quite wealthy. Big D lit a cigar and narrated everything, and he looked like he was telling an old story, very leisurely. "Hey young man, would you like to try a cigar?" "Oh no, I can't smoke, thanks." After spitting out a puff of smoke, Big D turned to me and asked me. I quickly refused. I'm not fond of that thing at all. I don't care about that person's family background. Don't go around and get to the point. Mr. Simmons seemed quite annoyed that his brother had been talking too long, without getting into the point. Okay, calm down. The problem here is like this. His eldest daughter jumped to her death and died a week ago. Well, how could she give up such a fortune to seek death? Big D hissed his cigar and said, "He still hasn't gotten to the point yet. It's true that deafness is not afraid of guns. That's enough, to the point." This time, Mr. Simmons is furious, his face is so tight. If Big D is still dancing, maybe he will drag me away. Then his dead daughter appeared and wanted to kill her brother many times. You have no patience at all. Big D can even say in a tone that scolds my teacher for being impatient. He seems to know that he won't be too angry with him. So what? Something as simple as this that you can't handle? After hearing the heart of the matter, Mr. Simmons asked why his brother didn't solve it but had to invite us to go halfway around the world to come here. Brother, I haven't seen you in a long time. so you forgot that our teacher taught me was how to make weapons and exorcism items, but he taught you magic and things. But isn't there in such a large Chinatown that no one you can invite? Oh yes, I'm also quite curious. Maybe a master or exorcist is doing spiritual work here. Well, of course, I did, but none of them can handle the job, so I had to invite you here. Big D said that he invited a lot of people but couldn't solve the problem. Find someone really good at these spiritual matters like Mr. Simmons seems difficult. From what you said, there must be something hidden in this. After hearing everything, Mr. Simmons thought for a moment, and it seemed he was a little more interested in the story. Master, is the rich man's daughter returning for revenge? But why is she so difficult to deal with? This guy looked exactly like me when I was younger. Big D said. As soon as I curiously asked Mr. Simmons, his brother teased me again. He said that I was just as curious as he was back then. Big D started telling the unfinished story. The other businessman's last name is Parker. His villa was built on private land. On the day his daughter committed suicide, the gardener was standing below weeding. Suddenly the gardener caught a glimpse of something falling quickly down, apparently someone. He jumped in panic and instinctively looked up. He glanced up at the stairs. He saw a black figure by the window, but the figure disappeared like smoke in an instant. After that, the gardener was stunned for a few seconds before he could react. Then, he quickly ran to the person who had just fallen from upstairs to see who it was. When he got there, he was shocked. Who fell from an apartment above the boss's eldest daughter? Her body was covered in blood, and she was dead. He panicked and ran to tell his mistress. The family of Mr. Parker, upon hearing the news, immediately alerted the police. Not long after reporting the incident, the police arrived. Several police officers were on duty to interrogate everyone present in the mansion at that time. The person who was interrogated the most was the gardener because he was present at the crime scene at the time. The gardener narrated everything that happened, and even the black shadow by the window was told in detail by him. Several other police officers were on duty to check the entire mansion and thoroughly check the victim's private room. Still, they found nothing or anything suspicious after rummaging through it all. Mr. Parker, did your daughter have any unusual behavior or strange words before? After a while of investigation, the police came to the initial conclusion that the victim committed suicide. But they still asked carefully to confirm. No, my daughter is always happy and optimistic. How is it possible? Mr. Parker did not accept the police's conclusion. Instead, he insisted that his daughter had no reason to commit suicide. The police side reassured the family and said they would investigate again, but they conclude more than 70% that the girl committed suicide. That very night, because it was so heartbreaking, Mr. Parker couldn't sleep. Mr. Parker felt like looking at his son for a moment, so he went to his son's room. After arriving, Mr. Parker slowly pushed open the door. As soon as the door opened, a faint moonlight shone in his face, and Mr. Parker panicked when he saw the scene inside. Before his eyes, his son was climbing up the windowsill and ready to jump off. "Son, what are you doing? Get down here quickly, don't do something foolish." Mr. Parker took a few seconds to regain his composure, then he rushed to the window and hugged his son down. He was just a little too close to let the kid fall straight down and look like his older sister. When he hugged his son, the hanging heart of Mr. Parker finally calmed down a bit. "Someone wants to push me down. Someone wants to push me down, Father. I'm scared." After being pulled from the windowsill by his father, the boy seemed very scared. He kept saying that someone wanted to push him down, not that he wanted to jump down himself. When he heard his son say that, Mr. Parker looked around the room, but he didn't see anything strange. Mr. Parker reassured his son and coaxed him to bed. The wife was also standing next to the bed, and the couple asked the boy what happened in the end. The boy had calmed down a bit now. The boy said that he was sleeping just now when he suddenly heard a rustling sound, like someone was in the room. The boy was awake by then. He glanced at a dark figure climbing onto his bed. The frightened boy backed away and fell to the ground. The black shadow caught the boy and pushed him to the window. The boy tried to struggle but could not get out. His throat was like someone was choking, unable to make a sound to call for help. Then, just as the boy was about to be pushed down, Mr. Parker arrived in time and saved him. What the boy said was a bit hard to believe, which made Mr. and Mrs. Parker was not immediately believed in. Shouldn't we find someone to help? After coaxing their son to sleep, the couple stepped outside and discussed whether to find someone to take a look at the house. Tomorrow, I will call Mr. King, and now we go to sleep. Dennis King is the full name of Big D, Simmons Wright and Dennis King, one with the mother's surname and the other with the father's surname. But it's not over yet. As soon as Mr. Parker had just slept for a while when suddenly, in the middle of the night, he heard a loud scream. He got up and didn't see his wife anywhere. The scream came from the direction of the bathroom. It seemed to be his wife's voice. "What happened to you again? There are ghosts." Mr. Parker hurriedly got out of bed and ran to his wife. As soon as he arrived, Mr. Parker saw his wife lying on the ground, her head in her hands, her eyes closed, and screaming in fear. "Alice, it's Alice's return. What did you say? Alice? Is it our daughter?" Upon seeing Mr. Parker, the wife rushed into his arms and said that she had seen the ghost of Alice, the recently deceased daughter of Mr. Parker. The wife recounted that she wanted to go to the bathroom earlier, so she got out of bed to go to the bathroom. Just as she was about to go to her room, she accidentally glanced out of the corner of her eye in the bathroom mirror and was horrified. In the mirror was a picture of Mr. Parker's dead eldest daughter. The girl is standing behind her. The wife saw that the eldest daughter's body was covered in blood, and the daughter was walking towards her step by step, wanting to kill her. Even though her face was bloody and disfigured, the wife thought it was Alice, the dead eldest daughter, and the wife also thought that it was Alice who wanted to kill her and her son. Right after that, Mr. Parker immediately came to find me. After the horrible events that came in a row that could not be explained, Mr. Parker turned to Big D for help. Big D tried to find some exorcists, but they couldn't solve the problem. There was no other way. Big D had to find Mr. Simmons. Mr. Did this Parker really a good man, donated a lot of money to the charity, just like you told me? After hearing the whole story, Mr. Simmons suddenly asked his brother an unrelated question. "Of course what I told you is true," said Big D. "Oh, I can help you. But when I came here, I didn't bring any tools. So you have to find me something useful here." When he received an affirmative answer from his brother, Mr. Simmons agreed to help, but Mr. Simmons said he needed a few more things. "Oh well, I was just waiting for this sentence from you. Finally, the things I make are usable." Big D looks very excited. As soon as he heard that Mr. Simmons agreed to help, Big D stood up, led us to an old painting, took out a remote, and pressed a button. The old painting was pulled up, and inside were all kinds of tools for exorcism. "Oh, it's all good stuff. What our teacher taught you is not a waste at all." Mr. Simmons took up a wooden sword, swings it, and compliments Big D. "Now, let's go to Mr. Parker's mansion." Mr. Simmons raised his wooden sword to chest level, with a severe expression telling us to go to Mr. Parker to find out what's really going on. The Man with the Yin-Yang Eyes, Season 2 Episode 2. After Mr. Simmons found the necessary items, we decided to go to the place to see the situation. My teacher and I got into Big D's car to go to the mansion of the other wealthy businessman. Big D, this car looks so luxurious, it seems to be expensive, right? I asked. Oh, actually, compared to my current income, its price is normal. Would you like to buy one like that? Once again, I was able to wash my eyes when I got into the second luxury car. The first one belonged to Mr. Simmons. I guess this car must be a lot of money, but Big D said that its price is only mid-range with him. Mostly, you have to have a goal. You just set a goal of making money for yourself, and you will make it. I heard this sentence of Big D and felt quite right. I think that from now on I have to live and work hard and earn more money. Or do you stay here with me to make money? Suddenly, Big D turned to me and told me that he would teach me how to make a lot of money if I stayed. His talent is used to help people, not to make money. I know what's on your mind. Get rid of that thought quickly. My brother, I was just joking. Why are you so nervous? It seems that Big D is quite inferior to his brother. Although they are like cats and dogs, looking at how they talk and live together, I think their relationship is very good. After being nagged by his brother, Big D stopped talking about side things. He focused on driving. The car accelerated and quickly went to Mr. Parker. After about 20 minutes of driving, the car finally stopped and parked in front of a villa. Well, it's just the gate, but it looks so big and luxurious. Be careful not to bump your head. I got out of the car first and opened the car door for Mr. Simmons. Then Big D also followed us out of the car. After we rang the bell, someone opened the gate and drove away, and we went inside one by one according to the instructions of the person working inside the villa. Wow, that is really big and gorgeous. This is my first time entering a luxury place like this. Ever since I was a kid, I've never been to a high-class residence like this before. I uttered a sentence full of silly and hidden surprise. We didn't have to wait too long. Just a few seconds, when I uttered that silly sentence, a housekeeper came out to greet us and lead us inside. The inside of the house is even more luxurious than the outside. The walls are full of famous paintings. Big D, how big is the house here? Well, I don't know how much money I have to earn every day to be able to build a house like this. The house is as large and magnificent as the palaces that I often see in movies. Stay here and working with me. You will soon be able to build a house like this. Big D is pulling me again. He's so patient. Just as Big D was talking, someone came and greeted him. Oh, Mr. King has arrived. Please, come in. Hello. It is an honor to work for Mr. Parker. This is who I told you before, my brother, Simmons Wright. When Big D saw this person, he immediately let go of me and introduced Mr. Simmons to the man. Oh, what a pleasure. Sorry, Mr. Wright, for bothering you to travel such a long distance to come here to solve my problems. It's okay, don't be so polite. I have heard a lot about you. You are a businessman with heart and vision. I'm happy to be able to help you. When Mr. Simmons and the man were talking, I secretly observed the man. This person must be the character in need of help, Mr. Parker. Although he was still smiling and talking happily, I still saw an indescribable fatigue in his eyes. In order not to prolong the time, I would like to ask you to lead me to Miss Alice's room. After greeting, Mr. Simmons is not wordy but straight to the point. He asked Mr. Parker led us to his deceased daughter's room. Okay, please follow me. Mr. Parker also seems to be eager to solve this problem. As soon as I heard Mr. Simmons said that, he immediately invited us to follow him to Miss Alice's room. This is my daughter's private room. After walking for a while, we came to a room located at the end of a corridor on the 3rd floor. Mr. Parker opened the door and invited us in. It seems that when going to the room where his daughter used to stay, the sadness and fatigue in Mr. Parker increased a few more. Lucius. When listening to Mr. when Simmons called my name, I knew what I needed to do right now. I immediately walked forward. Then I reached up and took off the glasses I always wore. I wonder if you guys still remember the special ability that I have? Let me repeat a little bit. I have yin-yang eyes. I can see things that normal human eyes can't see. The black glasses are Mr. Simmons made it for me to avoid seeing unclean things at regular times. Only when there is a need, I take off my glasses. As soon as I took off the dark glasses, I glanced around the room a few times, carefully checking every nook and cranny, but I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Master, there's nothing in here. After looking back and forth a few times but couldn't find anything, I immediately spoke to Mr. Simmons. When I said that, Mr. Simmons didn't look surprised either. Mr. Parker, can we go to another room? Oh, okay. This is my office. He turned to Mr. Parker and asked him to take him to another room to have a look. Mr. Parker took us to his office nearby. How's it going? Did you see anything? Big D seemed quite worried and asked me. When I entered the room, I was still the same, looking around. No, I can't see anything here either. I also looked a few times closely but couldn't find anything inside this room. How is that possible? I think there must be something in here. Or is there something wrong with your eyes? After hearing my answer, Big D seemed disappointed. He began to doubt my abilities. What's wrong? What did you see? Of course, my teacher was very observant. While Big D was mumbling and Mr. Parker was still standing blankly when Mr. Simmons discovered my change. I saw something in the hallway. Seems to be an evil spirit. Where? At this time, Big D also noticed me. He asked me where I had seen that. Over there, it's over there. I saw a figure covered in black smoke standing in the corner of the corridor. It looked exactly like the one I dealt with last time, like the ghost that killed people with ropes last time. It seemed to realize that I could see it, and it quickly turned away and flew forward. Follow me. It's hiding there. Seeing that, I quickly ran after the evil spirit. Behind me, Mr. Simmons, Big D and Mr. Parker quickly followed. While chasing, I saw the evil spirit fly into a nearby room. It seems to have been lurking somewhere inside that room. I no longer see the black smoke coming out. Mr. Parker, that's your son's room, right? Yes, it's my son's room. Mr. Parker saw that everyone had severe expressions on their faces and was worried. When Mr. Simmons asked, and he stammered. After receiving the confirmation that the room was the son of Mr. Parker, we quickly went to the other room's door. In front of the door, there is a bagua mirror and a talisman stuck on it. Those are the exorcisms that I often see. Is this your doing? Oh, that's right, it's me. What's wrong, brother? Is something wrong? Those things turned out to be made by Big D, but it didn't seem to have any effect at all. Just now, the evil spirit got inside the one without any hindrance. This mirror is to fight evil spirits, and this amulet is to exorcise curses. It looks good, but you're not very good at doing these things. That evil spirit has already killed people, so it's pretty strong, so it's no use leaving these things here. Mr. Simmons said that neither of these worked on the other evil spirit. He was explaining as he reached down to take off two things on the door. Lucius, listen to me. After taking down the other two, Mr. Simmons looked at me. He asked me to prepare something. I obeyed my master, flipped the tool suitcase we had brought to the ground, then opened it and took out the necessary tools inside. Master, Everything is fully prepared here. I took out the coins that I usually use as weapons to keep in hand, then took out the blessed sword and gave it to Mr. Simmons. Young man, hold on to the suitcase, let me get some more charms. I'll need them. When I was about to close the suitcase, Big D stopped me. He squatted down and took out some more charms inside. Now, we'll be insides. Surely that evil spirit is hiding in there, and it can't do anything yet. Look for it carefully. The above words seem to be intended as a warning to me. Mr. Simmons went to the front door to open the door. I kept some coins in my hand. If anything went wrong, I would throw those coins right away. After getting everything ready, Mr. Simmons threw open the door to the room. We went inside one by one. Inside the room was a woman holding a boy about 7 or 8 years old. It must be the wife and son of Mr. Parker. Who are you guys? Why are you here? Do not be afraid. These are the people that Mr. King invited to help us solve that problem. Mrs. Parker seemed a bit surprised at first when we walked in. But then, after a few seconds, the woman turned to anger and asked us to get out of her son's room. Mr. Parker saw that the situation was tense and rushed forward and explained to his wife. Haven't you invited a lot of people here already? Can't find anything. They're all useless people. Hey darling, don't be so rude. Mr. Simmons here is a famous exorcist. He didn't mind travel through a long way to come here to help us. I feel Ms. Parker has an inexplicable hostility towards us. But when I think about it for a bit, I feel normal. Maybe it was because before we came, there were a lot of other people who came but couldn't do anything, so she was upset. It'll be fine this time. Please don't be rude. After flaming his wife for being disrespectful, Mr. Parker softly comforted and reassured her. Mrs. Parker had stopped nagging now, but she was still looking at us angrily. Lucius, have you seen that evil spirit? The evil spirit? I haven't seen it yet, but it looks like I've seen Miss Alice. Where? As soon as I entered the door, I took a glance and stopped my gaze behind the place where my son Mr. Parker is standing. Just now, when I went to Miss Alice's room, I saw her picture, so now I can recognize and confirm that the ghost standing behind the boy is the dead daughter of Mr. Parker. She is over there. She was standing right behind the boy. I still stared at the ghost of Miss Alice and spoke up to tell everyone where she stood. That girl, her bloody face and body, was standing behind the little boy Mr. Parker. That's Miss Alice. I cannot be mistaken. As soon as everyone heard what I said, all eyes followed and turned to the boy. Let me handle her, I said. Wait a minute. Don't do anything. According to you, the evil spirit just now was a cloud of black smoke. But with this girl, you can clearly see her silhouette, proving that they are not the same. Don't be aggressive. Just as I took the coins I had prepared and was about to throw at her, Mr. Simmons stopped me. My master said she wasn't the evil spirit just now. Hey boy, are you telling the truth? Is Miss Alice here? When I heard what my master said, I also felt it made sense. When I thought about it, I confirmed that Miss Alice's evil spirit was different because a thick black smoke covered the other evil spirit. And if the two of them are not one, then I think that evil spirit is still hiding somewhere inside this house. That evil spirit is hiding somewhere. It's strong, to be able to escape from me. Last time the police searched the entire villa but couldn't find anything. Usually, those policemen have very sharp senses, yet they can't detect anything unusual. Everyone fell into contemplation and ran after their own thoughts. Mr. Wright, what are you looking for? Find something important. The three of us, I, Mr. Simmons and Big D, set out to search the room to see where the evil spirit was hiding. When I lifted the mattress on the boy's bed, I discovered the evil spirit. It turns out the evil spirit is hiding here, yet no one can feel it. There's definitely something wrong in this room. Master, it's here. I shouted to warn everyone, then grabbed a coin and flicked it at the evil spirit. The evil spirit tried to escape, but the coin hit its shoulder. The place where the coin was hit suddenly dissipated all the black smoke and became void. But after only a few seconds, it was back to normal. When it felt like there was no way to escape, the evil spirit flew out from under the bed and tried to attack me. I focused my gaze on the evil spirit and noticed the direction it moved, and then I flicked 2 more coins towards the evil spirit. 2 coins were flipped. One hit the evil spirit's face, and the other hit its hip, and the 2 places were immediately filled with black smoke after being voided by the coin. The evil spirit found that I was challenging to deal with, so it stopped attacking me and turned to attack others. I noticed that it was aimed at the boy. Before I could react, the soul of Miss Alice, the lost daughter of Mr. Parker, flew out from behind his brother. Alice's spirit seems to be very angry. She flies towards the evil spirit and hits it when the evil spirit wants to attack her brother. But the evil spirit is powerful. An ordinary ghost cannot do anything to it. With only one hand covered with black smoke and one hit, Miss Alice's soul was blown into the ceiling and created a huge sound. This sound is very loud. Even ordinary people like Mr. Parker can hear it too, and they seemed pretty startled. Hey, young man, prepare to fight. Okay. I'm ready. Although Big D cannot see the ghost of the evil spirit and the daughter of Mr. Parker, but he seems can feel it too. He took the yellow talisman from his suitcase earlier and waved it in the air. That evil spirit must be the killer who killed Mr. Parker's daughter. Not only that, but it also wants to kill Mr. Parker's son. The evil spirit rushed towards the family of Mr. Parker. Even though ordinary people like them couldn't fully understand what was going on, human instincts made them able to sense approaching danger. The couple tried to protect their son closely in their arms, not daring to let go of a single moment. I saw the situation change so quickly, so I tried to calm down and take a step forward. I intended to fight the evil spirit, but Mr. Simmons was one step ahead of me. My master took the blessed sword and quickly stabbed the heart of the evil spirit. The sword was attached with a talisman made by Mr. Simmons. As soon as the sword hit the evil spirit, black smoke spread in all directions, and gradually the evil spirit lost its original form. Black smoke also gradually spread through the air and then disappeared as if it had never existed. Brother, be careful. Let me help you. Big D saw his brother's action, immediately grabbed the charms and rushed forward, then threw all the charms in his hand. The other spells all fell on Mr. Parker's family. Big D, you're a step behind. The evil spirit was destroyed by Mr. Simmons. I thought Big D could do anything more sublime. Who knows that he's so silly? When I saw him like that, I spoke up a little bit. Brother, you still take the fight from me like when we were kids. Big D heard me say that and turned to condemn Mr. Simmons. I destroyed the thing that killed your daughter and wanted to harm your son. So it's over, right? Will my family be fine? When Mr. Parker heard Mr. Simmons said he had defeated the evil spirit, then he breathed a sigh of relief. Oh, not yet. There is another real culprit behind the curtain. Not only Mr. Parker, that both Big D and I were pretty surprised to hear Mr. Simmons said. Still, the evil spirit can't escape my sensitivity, and yet I couldn't feel it anywhere. Someone must have to do something here. So how do we find the culprit behind it all? Mr. Parker began to worry again and asked Mr. Simmons for help. If I am not mistaken, the real culprit is not far away, right in this house. Lucius, help me go to that bed and see if I can find anything. Yes, sir. Seems that Mr. Simon already knows all that is going on in this family, but I think he wants to find more evidence to prove his judgment, then he can face up the card. After the teacher asked me to search for the bed, Big D also gave me a hand. We went there and flipped the mattress over. Mr. Simon saw something as soon as we turned over the mattress. He squatted down and pulled something out from under the mattress. After that, Big D and I were able to see what Mr. Simon held in his hand clearly. It was a packet of yellow paper tied with a red string. The paper material looked exactly like the charms I used to see often. Brother, what is this? If I'm not mistaken, there will be things like hair, nails, and someone's date of birth. This is a form of cursed spells. We'll find out what's inside soon. When listening to Big D ask, Mr. Simon then speaks out his speculations. As soon as he finished speaking, Mr. Simon had untied the red thread that bound the wrapping paper. Both I and the Big D are bunched our heads in and looked intently, seeing something inside there. Sure enough, just like what Master said to Big D earlier, inside the yellow paper package was written someone's date of birth, in addition to hair, nails, and something wet and shiny. It looks like oil is encapsulated inside. Who put this disgusting thing under my son's bed? Not only your son's bed, it under your daughter's bed too. My guess is that beneath your daughter's bed, there is a package that exactly likes this. I think it was this cursed spell that was the cause of Alice's death, as well as the appearance of the black shadow that wanted to kill your son. Go. Let's go to Miss Alice's room to see if that's the case. To confirm the speculation of Mr. Simon, we asked to go back to Miss Alice's room again, and this time Big D seemed very angry. He led the way with a very aggressive look. Brother, there is indeed have something exactly like this. Big D flipped the mattress over to look. I stand beside him, and of course, a package used for the cursed spells is also to be found here. Mr. Parker, I have a favor to ask of you. Please call all the people who can freely move inside this house and freely leave the house to gather in the living room. After confirming the speculation about the cursed charms package, my master set out to find the person who carried out this disgusting trick. When Mr. Simon had just finished speaking, Mr. Parker immediately ordered the housekeeper to call those people to gather in the living room, from the driver, cook, and servant to the gardener, all present. Now what do we do, teacher? Lucius, you help me get the incense sticks we brought along. Yes, I will go get it now. Mr. Simon saw that everything was ready and sent me to get the incense sticks. I have no idea what he will do next. Who has presented word curses that harm people? Then listen up. I'm about to summon that evil spirit to see who is behind the curtain. Prepare yourselves, don't think I've destroyed it just now. Although earlier Mr. Simon said he destroyed the evil spirit, now that he said he would summon it, I am really at a loss for what he is thinking and doing. After the master finished speaking, I saw him mumbling something in his mouth. Then he took the incense stick and walked in front of each of them. The smell of incense smoke is quite sharp, spreading throughout the space. Hey Gregory, is what my brother said just now true? Where did he learn this? I don't know, I said. While my master was performing some kind of ritual, Big D tilted his head and put his mouth in my ear to ask softly. It seems that he also doesn't know what my master is doing anymore. Hey Big D, I think you should eat a candy and see what happens next. No, I don't eat these baby things. Of course, I couldn't explain to him what the hell master was doing either, so I just played around with him for a bit. If you don't eat, I will eat. No need to stress yourself. I just popped the candy in my mouth and said a few jokes to Big D. The atmosphere in the living room seems a bit tense right now. How are you doing? You all right? The whole living room is now full of incense smoke. However, only Mrs. Parker has the most intense cough, coughing continuously without stopping. Mr. Parker looked at his wife and worriedly asked how she was. "No, I'm fine. I'm okay." Ms. Parker coughed to sneezing of tears. Although she replied to Mr. Parker told her she was fine, but she looked around with careful and worried eyes. Even though nothing had happened until now, but in this tense atmosphere, everyone in the living room had worried expressions on their faces. As the incense smoke became denser and denser, a few other people started to panic, coughing and choking. Even Big D couldn't avoid that situation. After coughing a few times, I suddenly saw Big D's eyes widening and looking straight ahead. Big D's reaction looks like he just saw something terrible in front of his eyes. You, don't come here. Get away from me." After a few seconds, Big D suddenly shouted loudly and threw a bunch of spells from his body into the air. His face was pale. His face was full of fear, as if a ghost came to claim his life. Don't come here. I'll chant a spell to kill you." Big D did all kinds of things. After throwing the charm, he made a series of hand and mouth movements and said he would chant something. As soon as Big D made some hand movements and said a few more sentences, I took a bunch of candy and shoved it straight into his mouth. Before he could prepare anything, a bunch of candy was stuffed into his mouth, so he puked for a few hours and swallowed a few candies. Where does it go? Is it gone? After chewing and swallowing all the candy in his mouth, Big D turned his head repeatedly and looked in all directions, stammering a few words, as if searching for something. "Hey, Big D, what are you doing? What did you see? Do you see that evil spirit? Or are you the one who did the curse?" Well, after a bunch of Big D reactions, I finally remembered something. The incense sticks that the master brought were all touched by him. Some people who inhaled the incense smoke would have hallucinations. Don't talk nonsense. What am I doing with all that? When I teased like that, Big D angrily pushed me away and reacted quite violently. Well, he doesn't know how to joke. Well, here comes the game. It looks like the hidden card is about to be flipped over. Just as Big D and I were struggling, a scream rang out behind us. The voice just now was from Mrs. Parker. Don't come here. Get away from me. Darling, what's wrong with you?" I turned around and saw Mrs. Parker was standing up, muttering incessantly, flailing arms and legs, her face pale with terror, as if she'd seen something terrible. Her reaction seems to be similar to Big D's reaction earlier. The two hands of Mrs. Parker squirmed in midair, her head tilted back, she breathed heavily, as if someone or something was strangling her. "Darling, what are you doing? What's going on with her?" Mrs. Parker tilted her head back as she walked back to the window as if someone had pushed her. Everyone in the living room was quite confused, especially Mr. Parker. "Go get me a cup of tea." "What's going on, Simmons? After all, what do you want to do?" This moment, suddenly Master asked me to bring a cup of tea. Big D seemed bewildered and kept asking Mr. Simmons what's going on. When I brought the tea, I saw Mr. Parker's wife was pushed to the window. Her whole body trembled with fear, her face turned pale, and she protested helplessly. "Mr. Parker, don't worry. If you want to know the full story, just wait. Calm down." The head of Mrs. Parker was hit hard on the glass broke, and some invisible force wanted to push her out. Mr. Parker saw such a situation, he was worried and wanted to step forward to pull Mrs. Parker again, but Mr. Simmons stopped him from doing so. "What do you mean, Simmons? My wife is about to fall out." Mr. Parker heard what my master said and stopped and asked. Mr. Simmons told Mr. Parker that his wife was like that for a reason. Mrs. Parker screamed and protested in vain. The invisible force was pushing and wanting her to fall out of the window. Her body turned more and more outward, and Mrs. Parker slowly lifted off the ground. Mrs. Parker, I will give you two choices. Do you want to tell the truth, or do you want to fall from here like Miss Alice? Mr. Simon, holding a cup of tea, walked over to Ms. Parker and talked to her. Say what? I don't know anything. Rescue me, save me. I said, hurry up, save me. Initially, Ms. Parker even denied knowing anything, but after she was pushed out of the window more and more by the invisible force, she defied herself to call for help and promised to tell everything. All the curses that harm people are my doing. I did it. I admit all. Please save me. Now, in addition to the desire to survive, perhaps Mrs. Parker couldn't think anymore. She admitted all the cruel things she had done. Darling, what did you just say? All of this, you did it all? As soon as Mrs. Parker told the truth, my master spat a mouthful of tea in her face. After Mr. Simon did that, the invisible source of power seemed to disappear suddenly. Mrs. Parker sat on the ground, coughing continuously. Why are you doing this? My child, my daughter. Bitch, what the hell is wrong with you? Why don't you ask yourself? As soon as Mrs. Parker sat on the ground, an angry Mr. Parker ran over, slapped her face, and questioned her. I think Mr. Parker was beating her with anger. It's all your fault. Why don't you ask yourself? The dialogue between the couple began to become difficult to understand for those around him. Not only that, it seems that the people involved are also clearly bewildered. Didn't you spend a lot of money to find a private detective to investigate me? Maybe you don't know something. I hired a private detective to follow you, bitch, just to see why you keep spending so much money lately. I'm afraid you're having an affair with some playboy. When listening to Mr. after Parker finished speaking, Ms. Parker also became strangely bewildered. It seemed that she had something to hide, so she was scared when a private detective watched her, but things were not as she thought. After all, how could you do such a disgusting, evil thing? Mr. Parker now no longer cares about his wife's adultery. He just wanted to ask why his wife wanted to kill both his daughter and son. Well, from my experience, this is most likely because of the desire to fight for property. That's why this bitch just wanted to kill Alice. But why she wanted to kill her son was strange, hard to explain. Or is it not the biological son of Mr. Parker? Big D leaned into my ear and started to deduce. Honestly, I can't believe that Mrs. Parker wanted to kill her own son like that. Young man, are you thinking why she would want to kill her son too? You are indeed too naive. For money, people can do anything. What if the private detective found out that the boy was not the biological son of Mr. Parker? But she doesn't have to kill him. I said. I don't want to agree with Big D's idea that money is everything, but what he said makes a lot of sense. Just when the atmosphere inside the villa was very tense, the large door was opened, and two people, a man and a woman, entered from the outside. Oh, isn't this my goddess, Miss Valentine? So lucky to see you here. When Big D saw the other woman, he enthusiastically extended his arms to welcome her. The two of them look like police officers. It's you again. Why do I always have the bad luck to run into you? Don't say such cruel words. After all, I have helped your policemen solve difficult cases many times. Before Big D could approach, the female police officer showed a disgusted face and pushed the fat man away. Then she walked straight to Mr. Parker. This must be the goddess of ice, right? I looked at the fat uncle's hot face and cold butt scene, but I couldn't help but tease Big D a bit. Hello Mr. Parker, I'm Jill Valentine, from the regional police station's criminal police team. We suspect Mrs. Parker is involved in a blackmail case, so I want to invite her back to cooperate with the investigation. Well, she's my goddess, a ferocious wild horse. It seems that Big D seems to like that beauty cop a lot. Blackmail? What blackmail? It can be seen that Mr. Parker has now completely lost the attitude of a successful businessman after the continuous shocks coming. Mrs. Parker here has been blackmailed by a man surnamed Jakob for 3 months now. We have caught him. The man named Jakob confessed everything. He said that he was the biological father of the boy Thomas Parker, the current son of Mr. Parker, and he used it to blackmail Mrs. Karen here. The policewoman took out a photograph, which appeared to be a photograph of the man named Jakob she spoke of, then briefly explained the whole incident. Miss Valentine, what did you say? After what the beautiful policewoman said, it seems that the curtain has been lifted. Everything has become very clear. It turned out that the boy Thomas Parker was not the biological son of Mr. Parker. The bitch Karen is afraid of Mr. Parker knowing all the truth and wouldn't leave her a dime, so she used a spell to curse the whole Parker family. If things don't come to light quickly, it won't be long before Mr. Parker is also in trouble. As for her son, perhaps she was afraid of being tied down, so she ruthlessly wanted to kill her son. Truly disgustingly cruel bitch. What do you think? Said I. I guessed it all. Just like a regular garbage TV series. Big D seems to be very victorious because he guessed everything correctly. The most distressed person in this story seems to be Mr. Parker. He lost his own daughter, his son is not his own, and his wife is such a bitch. It's pathetic. After explaining everything, Mrs. Parker was taken away by the police. Perhaps after the blackmail incident, she will still have to pay for the crimes she has committed. In the living room now, Mr. Parker was standing dumbfounded and hugging Thomas's shoulder. Although he is not his biological son, maybe the boy is not at fault. Maybe now Mr. Parker only had the boy beside him. Mr. Parker, it's not over yet. Miss Alice is still in this house. We have to get her out. Although we had lifted the curtain of crime, my master said that we still had one thing to do, and that was to bring Alice's soul to rest. Everything depends on your arrangement. It now looks Mr. Parker is almost a soulless person. He no longer had the energy to care about what happened next. Lucius, can you see if Alice's soul is still in this room? She's standing behind her father and brother over there. I guess what makes Mrs. Parker scared and open up all her crime probably is the work of Alice. Alice's soul is gradually becoming transparent. I told the teacher what I saw. At this time, on the sofa, Mr. Parker and the boy both had blank and pained expressions on their faces. Let's help her go to heaven. Master, everything you need is here. I bring him the blessed sword, an oaken sword blessed with holy water, and a clay pot. Here, you will be the one to do this. What? When my master brought the blessed sword and said those words to me, I was surprised. My master will let me do the ritual to set Miss Alice's soul to rest? What's there to hesitate? Hurry up and grab it. Don't you want to learn exorcism art? Although I have seen Mr. Simon do this many times, I don't know what to do when it's my turn to practice. After a few seconds of hesitation, I took the blessed sword from his hand. Since my master trusted me and entrusted me with this, I also believed that I could do it. I gripped the blessed sword tightly in my hand and looked down at the earthen pot. Right after that, I raised the blessed sword in front of me and recited the incantations that I had heard Mr. Simon read earlier. Be quick to be free from worldly sufferings, quickly escape to have a new life. I kept muttering that chant in my mouth several times. After reading through the chant a few times, I turned the tip of my sword towards the ground and plunged it straight into the earthen pot. At this time, from the earthen pot emanating black smoke surrounding the pot, the cries and groans from the underworld continued to come. At this moment, Miss Alice's soul is quickly sucked inside the earthen pot, and she will be taken to where she should be. The black smoke and groans also gradually disappeared. Mr. Parker, we've done all the work that needs to be done. The rest you have to take care of yourself. Try to cheer up. If possible, keep this kid by your side. After everything was settled, Mr. Simon walked over to the sofa where Mr. Parker and the boy were sitting to say a few words to him. The butler, on behalf of Mr. Parker, saw us out and said goodbye and paid us. Before leaving that place, I took my eyes out of the glass door and looked at the huge mansion. The lavish and magnificent mansion that was full of bustle just now was tinged with gray colors. At first, I aspired to have such a life, but it turns out that being rich is not always a good thing. Brother, how do you feel? As long as you stay here, we can work together and make a lot of money. On the way back, Big D repeatedly seduced Mr. Simon stayed. He said he had so many rich customers that he would make a lot of money if they cooperated. I don't want to die of old age abroad. Hurry up and book tickets and arrange for us to return to our home country. Don't waste your time talking nonsense. Or let this young man stay. But no matter what Big D says, Mr. Simon wasn't moved by him either. So Big D hit me on purpose. Oh my God. I'm tired. I want to sleep for a while. Will you stay and get rich with me, young man? Just when I was unsure how to respond, I saw Mr. Simon closed his eyes, so I also ignored Big D. All the way, Big D kept monologues to do my ideological work. Brother, you can leave that young man here and let him help me. In the evening, while going to the toilet, I overheard a conversation between Master and Big D, apparently related to me. Early the next morning, Master told me that I could stay to help Big D for a few days and come back later, and my master will go back first to take care of some things at home. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you. When Master got on the plane and returned to the country, I suddenly burst into tears. This is the end of this story. I will have to spend my life abroad without my master for a while. I don't know how long, and I don't know what will happen next. But hey, that's okay. I'm Lucius Gregory. I have extraordinary yin-yang eyes that can see things ordinary people can't see, and I'll be fine even if I'm alone.